Tonight at 9, tornado watch. Severe weather could pop up across the DMV tonight. We've got team coverage to keep you and your family safe.
And yes, we do have the opportunity of still seeing a little bit of active weather here this evening. I'll show you the latest radar and break down tonight's temperatures for you, all coming up in a few moments.
Plus, violence erupts in the district. At least 2 people killed, others stabbed and shot overnight. A breakdown of the investigations and where police quickly surrounded a popular park. Pride is wrapping up weeks of celebrations and commemorations for the LGBTQ community. How the party is now ending after DC was on the world stage. And saving you cash from investing on your phone to stay financially fit to the new free transit opportunity in Northern Virginia. We're stretching your dollar.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Good Sunday evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 9 o'clock. I'm Ben Dennis. Roughly an hour left under a tornado watch that has been issued by the National Weather Service. That means conditions could be ripe for that severe weather. Not seeing anything right now, but Scott Sumner standing by tracking it all.
Yeah, and we have a little note here on the flood watch side of things because we have both flood watch and tornado watch going to 10 o'clock in the evening. We've scaled back, or the Weather Service has scaled back the flood watch for Garrett County, Western Allegheny County, Mineral and Hampshire counties in West Virginia. Now, that was just about an hour or so ago, and as a result, we haven't really seen a lot of rain there, and rightly so. They've dropped that flood watch, but the flood watch still is in effect for the rest of the area. And then we also have an update to the flash flood warning, which is in that light green shade. It's been scaled down in size. It was a little bigger, but it is for Shenandoah County here, and it's been taken out of Page County. So good news there, I guess, in a sense, and we'll be seeing that flood warning in effect till midnight, so another 3 hours there. All right, here's a little radar tour. First of all, I spoke with somebody here in the Hagerstown area tonight on my Facebook page and told them that you had some heavier rain to move through and steady rain to move through. You also have some thunder and lightning to move through the area as well. And notice here, again, a little further south in towards West Virginia, these storms are moving to the east-northeast at roughly about 20 to 25 miles an hour. A little further south of that line, well, that has broken up just a little bit, not quite as intense, but still some rain here and some steady to moderate rain at times with some thunder and lightning around the Front Royal and east of the Front Royal region. So we'll talk more about the radar scope. We'll show you the wide view for the entire DMV, and we'll talk about temperatures. Like I said, that's all coming up in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Scott. It was an incredibly violent night in the district. 2 people were killed, including others who were stabbed and shot. Our Dave Laval reports from Dupont Circle. Scores of people continue to be in town for Pride celebrations.
Dupont Circle Park reopened early Sunday night after it remained closed following Saturday night's violence here.
It's disappointing.
Raven Lee of Rockville, Maryland did not expect to see Dupont Circle Park closed for most of Sunday and on the final day of World Pride weekend.
I feel like this should be a very, happy and just joyous time for people to celebrate like who they are and, what they love. DC
police closed the park right after Saturday night's violence. Police said 2 juvenile boys got stabbed around 7 p.m. while involved in a fight. Last word from police had both of them being treated at the hospital. Police initially looking for 2 suspects. Lee left the park before the attacks happened.
I just saw the caution tape between the cops and everyone gone.
Nearly an hour after the stabbings, police responded to a shooting across the street near the 19th Street entrance to the Metro Rail station. A man had been shot in the foot. He also went to the hospital. It's not clear who fired the gun.
I think it's always sad to see a violence at an event that's all about love and inclusion, you know what I mean?
The violence is just the latest at the park during Pride weekend over the last few years. Vandals caused $175,000 worth of damages to the fountain in 2023. A fence remains around it. The National Park Service and the Mayor's office announced Saturday the park would reopen for World Pride weekend, just days after the Park Service said it would close the park because of safety reasons. At Dupont Circle in Northwest, Dave Laval, DC News Now.
Our thanks to Dave. Back to that wave of crime overnight in D.C. We are told that somebody was stabbed to death inside of a home in D.C.'s Petworth neighborhood. It's the Northwest. Police say they rushed to the house on 7th Street, not far from New Hampshire Avenue. They found 27-year-old Jonathan Fuentes Ferrafino stabbed several times. He died on scene. Officers arrested 25-year-old Leslie Flores there and reportedly recovered a knife. Flores is charged with second-degree murder while armed. And 4 more shootings to tell you about. First, in Anacostia, police were called to W Street in Southeast, not far from Good Hope Road. Someone, apparently, once police arrived, shot at officers. Nobody was hit. On scene, though, they found a man who was shot. He is expected to be all right. 15 minutes later, across town at 13th and T in Northwest, police say they found a boy who was shot, suffering from non-life-threatening injuries. MPD says they then stopped a 17-year-old with a gun. They're reportedly from Dumfries, Virginia. The teen was charged for carrying a gun without a license. And at 1:10 this morning, police were back in Southeast for sounds of gunshots on A Street, just south of East Capitol Street. Signs of a shooting were found there, but no victims on site. However, moments later, police say that a man showed up to a nearby firehouse. He had been shot. No suspect descriptions. And lastly, we've learned a 21-year-old was shot and killed on S Street, just south of 14th Street in Northwest. Police say Brandon Tolson died after being shot just before 3 a.m. Authorities are offering a reward of up to $25,000 for information leading to an arrest and conviction in this case. Meantime, first responders rescued 2 people from the Potomac River yesterday. Their boat had overturned. Rescued along Water Street, that's near the Key Bridge in Georgetown. They did not have to go to the hospital for injuries. Still no word on what caused that boat to overturn. Our focus now turns to Maryland in Howard County. 1 person was killed, 3 others hospitalized after 5 cars crashed, including a state police cruiser early this morning. It happened around 2 a.m. State police got a call for a trooper-involved crash on I-95 South, north of Maryland 100. Now, the trooper was reportedly sitting in an unmarked patrol vehicle when an SUV crashed into them for an unknown reason. That impact caused the SUV to go into the road where a pickup truck, another SUV, and another vehicle collided. The driver of the SUV that crashed into the police cruiser died. A passenger taken to the hospital. The pickup truck driver was also hospitalized, and the trooper was sent to shock trauma. The driver of the final damaged vehicle, Brenton Passmore, was arrested and charged. That was for suspected of being under the influence while driving. Time is 9:08. Former NFL player and current D.C. Defenders player Kelvin Joseph facing charges after a crash. And that crash killed a motorcyclist on a Dallas freeway. According to the AP, Joseph was driving when he hit the motorcyclist. He was arrested on charges of driving while intoxicated, a misdemeanor, and collision involving personal injury or death. Joseph is currently a cornerback for the D.C. Defenders. He was drafted by the Cowboys in 2021 and spent 2 seasons with them before being traded. Developing right now, set to start tomorrow, President Trump rolling out a new travel ban. People from 12 countries will be barred from entering the U.S. The ban mainly affects people from African and Middle Eastern countries, including Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, Yemen, and Afghanistan. The president says that it's for national security, citing the suspect in the Boulder, Colorado attack that set Jews on fire. He's from Egypt, but that country is not on the travel ban list. The move has advocates calling for the restrictions to be removed. They say they're unnecessary and illogical.
In most of these countries, we have not had terrorist attacks or other extreme violent incidents. There's a risk of dividing families, endangering medical patients.
The White House says countries can be moved on or off the ban list upon review. And President Trump's travel ban affecting people here locally. Many immigrants from Sierra Leone living in Prince George's County, they're upset. And after seeing their country on the travel ban list, travel to the U.S. has been partially restricted for citizens from Sierra Leone. County Council member Walla Blagay tells us the concerns her residents shared with her about that partial ban.
We're concerned about those who have pending applications for status, but this one impacts even those with green cards, those who are residents here who are planning to travel.
Again, the travel ban policy takes effect tomorrow. In the district, emotions remain high after City Council voted to pause Initiative 82. What's that? Well, it's the measure voters passed to eliminate the tipped minimum wage and replace it with a new one. It's been rolling out in several phases, but the next one set for July 1st is now on hold. Our Marielle Carbone reports on that debate leading up to this temporary stop.
It's been 2 years since I-82, the voter-passed measure to phase out the tipped minimum wage by gradually raising worker pay, went into effect. And restaurant owners say
it's been a pretty tremendous impact.
Diane Gross is co-owner of Cork Wine Bar and Market.
We've had to cut jobs, we've had to cut hours, we've had to take employees off of certain shifts.
Initiative 82 has been a disaster.
She and others are supportive of the mayor's proposal to repeal I-82. As they say, operating costs, tariffs, and federal worker layoffs are upending business.
We're hurting. It's a totally new normal.
Wednesday, dueling rallies outside the Wilson building as council considers what to do next.
I've seen an increase in my pay from Initiative 82.
Alexis Zozel is a barista and says I-82 has made pay more stable.
Tips aren't secure. They vary by what position you might have. And so just asking for the full minimum wage, which right now is $17.50, feels like the bare minimum.
The rallies come just one day after council voted 8-4 to pause the next scheduled pay raise allocated under I-82.
The timeline has been known from the time this is enacted. So we've known for 2 years that this July 1st, this next increase was going to come.
Councilmember Denise Lewis-George says there's no need to repeal.
I'm just incredibly frustrated that we are a city are relitigating what has been litigated for the last couple of years.
A similar plea from those on both sides of the issue.
Listen to what people are saying.
Just listen to tipped workers.
And Mayor Bowser has proposed a full repeal of Initiative 82 in her budget, but 8 council members voted yes on a pause, though several said that they would not support a full repeal. Of course, Pride has been in full swing in D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. Arlington is celebrating some new art being revealed for it. A new Pride mural just unfurled this week. Created in collaboration with renowned artist Lisa Marie Thalhammer. She says her design, called the Eye of Pride, aims to help people feel seen. And today, bad weather chances. Yeah, it didn't rain on anybody's parade, literally. The World Pride Street Festival and concert continuing and wrapping up on Pennsylvania Avenue. Hundreds of vibrant exhibits. People there obviously taking selfies, colorful ones indeed, having some fun, celebrating community. Tonight, Khalid and Doechii, music artist, and a sunset dance party ongoing with Tracy Young this evening. A reminder, metro stations will close at midnight. And on that same vein, WMATA did extend those hour stations, closing at 12 p.m. Well, a.m. rather, midnight. The yellow line will extend to Greenbelt.